We were working on Kaavaalaa and when the first draft Anirudh sent me, I'm like, can I sing this? I mean, Ra ya rave la langavde Rabiriki rave rave. With Anirudh, it's not even a recording, it's more like a jam. He's Raja sir, he's such a big name. Are you grown up enough to work? You're not like a child. He was in the studio. As it is, you're super scared. I prefer being in the same room with the composer. I don't know, the energy you can bounce off each other. It's a good way to record. So I prefer doing that. Like for Bulleya, I think Amitabh like वो feel नहीं आ रही है. So हाँ मैं करता हूँ. So I think almost a year later the final lyrics came and it was like magical the way he wrote it. A song takes time. It's like building a friendship. It might happen on one day. The first time you meet someone, you can become friends for life. And sometimes it takes a lot of time to really build that friendship. हो ना हो के भी करीब तू ये नयन डरे डरे. In fact, someone asked me like, आपके सब गानों में lyrics बड़े अच्छे होते हैं. I said, are you accusing me or complimenting me?
டார்லிங் சோலார் 20,500 முன்பணத்தில் இப்பொழுது சோலார் மூலம் இலவச மின்சாரம்.
நோ காம்ப்ரமைஸ். உங்க சைடுலயும் எங்க சைடுலயும். It's a GT promise.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
அதான் மிஸ்டர் கோல்ட். தரத்திலையும் அளவுலையும் நோ காம்ப்ரமைஸ்.
மிஸ்டர் கோல்ட் 100% கடல் எண்ணெய்.
Hello Shilpa Rao. Welcome to Chennai and to Galatta Plus.
Thank you so much.
So, what are you doing in Chennai exactly?
Recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're recording.
Yeah, give us the goss.
There's no goss. It's absolutely a pleasure to work with Rahman sir. So
Okay,
I'm here.
okay, you're recording something for Rahman.
Yes, sir.
And so you came yesterday,
Yes.
and you're here today.
Today. And if the work requires me to stay for 1 day, 2 day, we stay because you can't rush something like this. You can't.
Okay.
No.
So it's not like you come then they have your dates for like X number of hours and then you go back. It's not like that.
Recordings, especially when you're working on a new project, it doesn't work like that. And I prefer being in the same room with the composer. I find it more. I don't know, the energy you can bounce off each other. It's a good way to record. So I prefer doing that. I mean, there are times when we record in Bombay and sir is here, and he just gives some notes on a video call. But it's always nice to be here and in the midst of all the music that's happening. Yeah.
Right. I want to ask you about this a little later, but this is like one crazy fan request kind of thing.
Yeah.
I want you to do an like offhand medley of Kaavaalaa, Chuttamale and Chaleya. Your three, I think, your biggest hits from recent times. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's you guys have really like taken the song somewhere else.
Yeah. So can you do that?
Yeah, a medley. Okay, that's challenging. Ra ya rave la langavde Rabiriki rave rave. Ra ni pata leti avde ती पिड़क रावे रावे చుట్టమల్లే చుట్టేస్తాంది తుంటరి చూపు ఊరికే ఉండదు కాసేపు చలేయా तेरी ओर तेरा चलेया है जोर तेरी होई मैं यार वे बुलेया है संसार वे.
Awesome.
Little bit, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, back to Rahman.
Back to sir.
Now, what I thought was usually done was, so Rahman likes to jam and build songs with like building
Right.
blocks and all that, right?
Right.
So that's all like a known process.
Right.
But I thought he'd do it with a temp singer and then call the actual singer and have them perform, because your time is valuable, right? I mean, like in the terms of, because you're like an actor in the sense that you're booked 1 day here, 1 day there, that kind of a thing. But that's not what's happening here.
I don't think. I mean, value is very. You can't put a definition on value on what, because I mean, you have a song. If there is no reference, I mean, you start from scratch. I think that's pretty much any person's, a singer's job, to be honest. For example, whenever you see these kids singing a song which is already sung, that's because you already have a reference. When there's no reference, I think your mind and your imagination can go anywhere. So I like it. I mean, if there's a reference, it's fine. I mean, it just gives you a sense of the tune and everything. It doesn't have anything to do with value. I don't see that as someone having more value or less value. It just means that the song is there in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I meant by value was that because you're booked, right? Typically, that's what I meant.
The time schedule.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Not.
I think. I mean, like sir or anyone who's been in and around for that long, they understand how all this works. So it's okay. I think even if I have something, I remember the first time I started this version of the song. I mean, in Bombay, I was finishing a concert because it was the Durga Puja. I finished it by 12:30 and changed and went to the studio and recorded it at some 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So that's fine. I mean, we all are very aware of how we all travel and there's a recording myths show, myths a lot of things. So I think we're quite aware of the fact that it can be done post this. And again, the 24-hour cycle is very open for us. So it's not that you don't get into the recording studio at 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. It's okay. We do that.
So, actors once upon a time, they used to do multiple shifts.
Right.
So, like 3 shifts a day, whatever it is. So, but then they slowly kind of narrowed it down to just, okay, I'm just doing one film at a time.
Right.
That's how it became.
Right.
Similarly, singers, they'd be doing a song in the morning, a song in the evening, and so on and so forth. And
right.
Is it different now, or does that still happen somewhat?
It's a little different now, obviously, because if I mean, when the songs are made, I mean, everyone's work. I mean, they work differently. So, if you're working on a project that the music is made much before, so you go in for one round of the melody session. For example, Baradwaj Rangan. I think we started it very well in advance, and the first day we just took the first verse Mukhra, and we put it down on a tempo, on a key, just to see whether it sounds good on that tempo and key. That's all. That was just the exercise. No track was made, nothing. It was just a basic loop that was there, and that happened. After a week, I went back. I was called in to do the Antara. So you took it one step at a time.
Okay,
that's a very nice, very, very, very relaxed way of working. And then of course Siddharth Anand's very, very, very like planned that way. And then he took the song, shot it later, and
it exploded. And Shilpa
we all didn't know anything about what would happen to the song, but then we had a great time.
Shilpa Rao had yet another banger, monster of a hit kind of a thing. But that's interesting because you're saying that you're recording the Mukhra one day, and that's just like the opening verse, right? What's called Pallavi here.
Pallavi,
and then you're the Charanam or the Antara, you're recording like maybe many days later. Yeah. So does it ever happen that these days that somebody has the entire song ready and
that also happens.
That also happens.
Like Kalank was ready. It was ready.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. The key, the song, everything, but I still took 3 months to sing it.
Okay.
Like 10, 12 sessions because you were developing the the exact, I don't know. You're trying many approaches how to sing it. What kind of balance do you need? Because it was a duet. So Preetham.
What do you mean by balance?
For example, Preetham created it like a duet. So the Mukhra was a male verse, the Antara was a female verse, and then again they all come together at the end. So he had made it like that. And the balance I meant that, okay, if Arijit is singing here and I'm singing here, there's a certain, what do you call it, a camaraderie a chemistry that you need to build. So in that way, whether you want it straight, you want it sweeter, you want it philosophical, I mean, there are so many approaches one can have. And yeah, we explored that for 3 months. And it just occurs to you that a song takes time. It's like building a friendship. It might happen on one day. The first time you meet someone, you can become friends for life. And sometimes it takes a lot of time to really build that friendship. So yeah, song is just like a human being, and suddenly you have to figure.
You know, this is really interesting to me because I was completely unaware that this is the way singers worked as well. I was aware that songs sometimes take time, and that temp singers sometimes sing the song and they do the jamming and the so on and so forth. And I always was under the impression that it was only when everything was pretty much set did the singer come, listen to the temp track, and then sing all at once. I thought that's what happened.
No, nothing like that. There's no such fixed way of working.
Okay.
It completely depends on how the song is being made, and there are multiple drafts. Sometimes there are lyrical changes. Sometimes, like for Bulleya, I think the first draft was just some, like, lyrics were not final, and I'm like, Amitabh, like, वो feel नहीं आ रही है. So हाँ, मैं करता हूँ. So I think 6 months or almost a year later, the final lyrics that came, and it was like magical the way he wrote it.
Does this sort of thing happen that, okay, Bulleya is for Aishwarya Rai?
Correct.
And your timbre is a certain way. So can you sing it like this? Can you sing it like that? That kind of modification.
No, I had no idea it was for Aishwarya.
Oh,
I had no idea.
Okay, all right.
I didn't know. Actually, that's not a question also for me.
No, but the music director might know, right? So
no, again, that knowledge doesn't change, that information doesn't change anything for me.
Okay.
The information that I look for when I'm singing a song is mostly, what is the character like? What is she going through? What is this juncture in the film that she's singing? Even if it's a love song, there are many kinds of love songs. There cannot be one type. I mean, history has it that love songs can be so many, it's multifaceted. So it's necessary to understand what the character wants to say. So that is what my question is most of the time.
So
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that Shilpa Rao likes an emotional kind of song more than a catchy kind of song? I'm not saying one is better than the other, but because the process of involvement is something like that?
Not really. I mean, we were working on Kaavaalaa, and when the first draft Anirudh sent me, he sent it in his own voice. I'm like, can I sing this? I mean, I don't see myself singing this. I mean, fitting into this.
Why was that?
I don't know, because maybe I had not envisioned it. Again, that's
because there's a slightly sensual nature to the song as well.
No, it just, I don't know. But again, you need to have more faith in the composer, and they really sometimes, I don't know what they see in you, what triggers that connection between you and the song. The moment I was on the mic, the song just happened. I didn't have to think it, overthink it or anything. I think the confidence that you have, and that's why it's necessary to be in the room. It's necessary to be in the same vicinity, one-on-one. And with Anirudh, it's not even a recording, it's more like a jam. Like, he sits on his machine, and you're just right next to him. So the mic is set there. And it's like a jam for every word, for every line, and it's so much fun working with him.
Now, Ilayaraja, you did Mudi Mudi with him.
Yes.
And
long
with
time ago.
Long time ago. Now, he's known to be very, very quick. How was that recording?
No, he's very particular.
Okay. No, but here he's also known to be tremendously fast.
Okay.
So, how was that recording?
No, that was like a very difficult, like ball thrown to you and you had to hit it. It was because I had no idea. Swanand was he's still a friend, and he said, there's this one project we're doing with Balki sir, and I said, cool, like, and I had no idea what I'm getting into. And I reached the studio and Raja sir, and as it is, I was just out of college, so Balki sir was like, are you grown up enough to work? You're not like a child or something. No, sir, I've just finished college and everything. So, and suddenly you're up against Raja sir, and he was in the studio, and as it is, you're super scared because of, again, he's Raja sir. He's such a big name, someone that you've looked up to all your life, actually, as a child. So, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't. He exactly knows what the song is supposed to sound like, and there's absolutely nothing that you can add or explore or something like that, because he knows that this song needs this kind of a rendition. He's very clear. So to be able to render that as per his, and expectations are too high. So it's really tough. So yeah, that was a tough one.
I think that was around the time that I think most of us started noticing this voice that was coming across that was a little different.
It was my third year of
that was around
music.
the time.
Yeah, it was my third year.
That happened. The song from Dev D happened.
Yeah.
What was that song again?
Dholyara Dhol.
Dole, yeah.
Yes.
That song happened.
Yes.
Yeah, so like a bunch of songs. Bachna Hai Hasina was around the same time?
Was 2008.
A little earlier.
Yeah, one year ahead.
Yeah. So around that time, which is when that whole set of songs happened, and
Yeah.
you pretty much exploded, on the scene. Now, when you were younger, was your voice always a little huskier than the regular voice?
As a child, I think I remember, because I was learning music from my dad forever. That was a given. It was not something that I chose or something. It was just there. I don't think I had a particular tone or something. It was quite blah. And I just met Hariharan ji, and he was so inspiring for a child who comes from Jamshedpur, who's 13 years of age and doesn't know what to do in life. So he inspired me to take this seriously. He's like, abhi thoda serious ho karke gana seekhna, riyaz karna, let's do that. So I started then noticing nuances. I mean, of course, sur, tal, expression,
Pitch,
rag, all that, of course, you have to, there's no exempt. But in terms of texture and tone, I used to always find that missing in me. And so I worked on that. I used to listen to different singers. It became my, like a mission in life, to listen to more textures and see what your voice can do.
Like, give me a...
Like I was listening to Tony Braxton, I was listening to Sade, I was listening to Sting, I was listening to, of course, Farida Khanam ji. I mean, she had such a beautiful voice. Begum Akhtar ji, my parents are huge fans of her. So...
And you sang Aaj Jaane Ki Zid Na Karo.
Yeah, that again, I mean, Preetham, he just gets these random ideas and
If I remember right, it wasn't in the movie.
it was in the movie. Yeah.
It was outside the movie.
No,
in the movie there's a scene, a little bit of a scene, but the actual song came in a different soundtrack or something like that.
Yeah, it was actually a part of the background score.
Yeah.
But then everyone liked it, so then it had to be released, which is
That's
how-
the scene in which Aishwarya Ranbir
Aishwarya
and
and
Anushka meet.
No, Aishwarya and Ranbir go on a date for the first time.
Oh, right.
To a club.
Oh, yeah. The club song.
The club, yeah. So yeah, that was so yeah. I mean, as a child, when you listen to such varied, voices, and also my parents never felt that there could be only one way to do this.
Yeah.
And I mean, they would listen to M.S. Subbulakshmi ji, they would listen to Surinder Kaur ji, they would listen to Roona Laila ji. I think our house had all kinds of female voices happening. So, amidst all that, you bit by bit try and build your own voice.
What's your favorite Roona Laila song?
Of course, I mean, apart from Damadam Maskalandar, which was my first, introduction to Damadam. I mean, there are so many versions, but hers was such a cool version of.
And she used to sing it all the time.
I met her once. I had the pleasure of meeting her, 2009, I think.
Okay.
In Bangalore, she was performing, and I had opened for her.
Oh.
Yeah, and she's like, all my grandchildren are big fans of Khuda Jaane. I said, oh my God, this is such a great moment.
Lovely.
But yeah, she's such a sweetheart. Yeah, she is.
So, apart from Damadam, what was your song? I'm trying to see if you'll go somewhere where I want you to go.
She used to sing a lot of Mehdi Saab ghazals, actually. Yeah. So, again, that's another love affair that I've had since I was 10, 11.
So, you never went through this whole Hindi film songs phase, because all your...
Of course
you're talking about Tony Braxton, Sade, all these things, but...
No, that's my thing. But my father had started me off with Amir Khan Saab, with Mehdi Hasan Saab, and of course Nikhil Banerjee ji, Pandit ji, Sitar, Sultan Khan Saab on the Sarangi.
Right.
So the classical side was
strong.
That was nothing to negotiate there. In fact, I had the privilege to see them live in Jamshedpur. My father would take me and my brother both. We would go and watch and experience these maestros in Jamshedpur. It was a different childhood, actually. Yeah.
So, for the longest time in India, there was the odd Shamshad Begum, the odd, other kinds of voices, but the ruling voice was the feminine voice, fairly a soprano kind of voice, fairly high pitched, in a good way. Like I mean, it's not a judgment, but that's what it was.
Right.
Like
technically, it was on the higher side.
On the higher side, yeah.
Right.
So you're talking about Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle, S. Janaki, P. Sushila, like all of them, and anyone with a slightly husky, like say the great Usha Uthup, right? She'd get papillary numbers, which were cabaret numbers, or R.D. Burman would ask her to sing the title song of Shan, or which were the numbers that had to be belted out, in a certain way.
Right.
But she never got to sing love songs.
Right.
She never got to, I'm not again, this is not a but where I'm trying to go is, do you think it's changed a lot today, the way people look at voices, music directors?
It has. I feel. In fact, I think we've come back to that era because,
come back to
the era of different voices. Because,
okay.
Because I remember when my grandparents and when my father was growing up, that time.
Yeah.
I think they were listening to many voices that would sing, and in fact, at that time in the entire world, we had a surge of very individualistic voices. I mean, be it Begum Akhtar ji, she was such a she would stand strong on the way she would sing. Even if you go abroad, like Ella Fitzgerald, she was the queen of jazz. I mean, I don't think. I mean, every jazz musician would swear by how her voice was, and very unique. I mean, you could tell it's Ella
or Nina Simone,
or Edith Piaf from France. I think she was the voice of the nation, and a very different voice. I mean, you there was nothing like her.
Yeah.
So I don't think there was a dearth of individualistic voices, and I believe this, and I very, very strongly that we all have individualistic faces. We should have individual voices. A person can be so many emotions, and it's not that you have to show it in one go. I mean, there are different. I mean, over a period of many years in friendships, you come to see a newer side of someone, which is quite possible, and I mean, it's fair.
Yeah, yeah,
So I feel, yeah, I mean, in a film, you're actually showing a range of someone's journey or a life
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. So, yeah, I mean, why
Yeah.
not have that range of emotion? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I used to feel that way. So that kind of used to, because, but tell me one, when your job is, it's not a 9 to 5 job.
No, it's not.
So, and you're doing a bit of an, like it's a kind of art form, because is your mind always open? That is 24 hours? Like, you enter the studio and you're ready to perform? Is it always that? Or have you had times when it's some vague time, and it could be any time during the day, during
Right,
whatever,
right.
where your mind is saying you're not really, because your process seems to be involve a lot of thinking about the song, thinking
True,
about the
true,
character,
true,
thinking
true.
about all these things.
True.
That's a lot of,
Thinking,
work.
yeah.
What do you do when your
So-
mind doesn't cooperate?
Of course, there's a lot of back-end work that goes in before you get to the recording, which probably has nothing to do with the recording. So you're constantly learning. Obviously, you're learning new rags, you're learning newer ways of, vocal techniques, and there's so many newer productions that are happening throughout the world. I mean, it's necessary to understand what's happening. It's a process of learning. I like to do it. So there's no switch off button.
Okay.
Even if I'm not, I mean, work defined being on stage or being in the studio, your mind is working. I mean, you listen to something and you start thinking, okay, how did this happen? And you're trying to analyze it in your mind, and then, so that riyaz mentally and physically is constantly happening, which you should be doing. I don't think there's a stop button to riyaz. It never ends.
Yeah.
But in terms of motivation from the song, I'm open to listening to whatever songs that are sent to me. There's no block there.
Okay.
So anyone can send me any song that they're working on. It could come directly to me via my team, anything. It's totally fine. Again, if I can connect with the song as a person, then I say, yeah, sure, we'll get to the studio and we record it. Something that I do not connect with, I very politely say, this is not my zone where I can do justice to it. But for example, it's a very like a balance between motivation and discipline, I
Yeah.
think, where motivation can take you to a certain point where the song is new and you have that spontaneity about it. But once you're singing it for the 10th time, the 100th time, the 500th time, over here motivation se zyada you need discipline, that no, I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna keep at it. So I think you need to have a little of both, getting motivated and keeping that discipline.
Is singing a song in a studio different from singing a song on stage?
Totally.
Okay.
That different.
Right.
Completely.
Okay. Apart from the energy, what's different?
No, everything. It just not necessarily energy. That sometimes it's calm also. Like when I'm singing Kalank, it's full calm. It's like so suddenly just one song before you're here, and then suddenly you just bring the energy to a point where you're just connecting on a very soul level. So yeah, I think we always bounce off the energy of the audience. It's a very important factor. In fact, the most important factor when you're up against so many people and you just don't think much and you just go with the flow.
What's a song you really like performing on stage? I'm
Well,
sure there are many.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun. I mean, doing the whole set. I mean, we don't take a break. It's 2 hours, 2.5 hours non-stop on stage. But there are moments. I think you look at a face and suddenly the song has a different meaning that you
A
never
face of the
thought.
crowd?
Yeah.
Ah.
And it could be just one face, it could be a group, it could be the whole crowd. It can be anything. I mean, Kalank for sure, yeah. I mean, there's Bulleya, which just completely erupts. Chaleya is something which we love. Yeah, I mean, there are many songs that... Tose Naina, we always start with that. That's something which is our introduction to the crowd, and we say hellos. So, yeah, you should come to one of the gigs. You'll enjoy it.
I should.
Yeah, you should come.
You know, you talked about, you know, soul. Is there a song that you know took you to a spiritual realm when you performed it? I don't mean religious necessarily,
Yeah,
but
no.
yeah.
I mean, Tere Hawaale was something that was very like ethereal, very surreal.
Okay.
The way it was written, the way it was
Can you sing a
composed.
bit of that?
Huh?
Can you sing a bit of that?
Yeah. हो ना हो के भी करीब तू हमेशा पास था के 100 जन्म भी देखती मैं तेरा रास्ता जो भी है सब मेरा तेरे हवाले कर दिया. So this was something.
That's such a sense of surrender there, no? Tere Hawale Kar.
Yeah, as in, I think all of us in the room, it was a very special song. We all knew this was not something that happens to you every day. It was very, very special for us, yeah.
Do you sense that sometimes when you're recording a song that, okay, this might be a banger, this might be... sometimes are you able to...
No, I don't think that, because you're anyway very consumed by the execution right now. So, वो उतना दूर का सोचना, it's a bit much. The first thought is, let's first
Get it done.
get this in place. It should sound like itself.
Right.
It should have its own identity. It's something that it should set apart from everything else.
Right.
So that is your main concern. Concern and of course a pleasure to make it sound like itself. So yeah, I mean, we don't get into that. Anyway, it's not in your hands. It's not. I mean, just for Tere Hawaale, with the year it released, I don't think...
Which year was it?
This was 23.
23.
No, 22.
Okay.
And I don't think people heard it that much. It kind of resurfaced a year later, and everyone just realized, oh my God, such a beautiful song, and it just takes its own time. Yeah.
No, I think it's also because sometimes, you know, earlier it used to be, the music used to come out a little more sporadically. Now the music comes, there's just so many, every day there's a new song being released, and every something or the others, and it's also on an international scale, right? It's not just Indian or Tamil or Telugu or Hindi or whatever.
You're listening to Korean music, you're listening to English music, you're listening to
frankly that,
Latin.
you know, so keeping track of, like, let's say, I like Shilpa Rao, what has she sung? Even if I'm following your stuff,
I know.
It's always,
it
could happen that I missed out 5 songs simply because that kind of a thing. So I don't think, I think that's what happens to songs sometimes. I don't think, you know, because people then a context comes. But my favorite thing is when somebody sings it on a live show or something like that.
Right.
And then people are like, wow, you know, I came here after listening to the live show.
True.
Live show as in those TV programs, you know, the ones with where they sing songs, right?
The reality shows.
The reality shows, sorry. So those shows.
Right.
And then somebody is like, they're really mesmerized by the voice there and they love the song. And then they come back to this and then they say, wow, came here. Who's here after listening to this particular song or whatever it is. So has there been any song of yours that has gotten a new lease of life, so to speak, through a reality show?
Not yet. I think there have been versions of it which, like, I think there was this girl who sang a ghazal version of Beshtaram Rang, and that was so refreshing. I mean, the idea was a ghazal when we recorded it, but yeah, it was very refreshing to see someone sitting down with a harmonium and singing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that was like it's almost like hard to put the two together, right? That
No, it's
song and
actually when you see it, it's so natural. Yeah, it's very natural. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite songs from the older times?
Growing up,
Yeah, random times. Random songs.
growing up, I think.
I'm talking about film songs.
Okay. We used to listen to a lot of Hemant Kumarji growing up, and I mean, of course, my mom's favorite movie Khamoshi.
Okay. Can you
So-
sing Ye Nayan Dare Dare?
It's one of my most favorite songs. I think so well written. So.
Irshad.
ये नयन डरे डरे ये जाम भरे भरे मुझे पीने दो कल की किसको खबर एक रात हो के नहीं डर मुझे जीने दो ये नयन डरे डरे.
Awesome.
This is one of my like those really beautiful songs that you can listen to as many.
And get lost in. You know.
Oh my God! Like what writing?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
So yeah, this was one voice that used to play in the house. Of course, a lot of Mehdi Hasan Saab. उनकी गज़लें like गुलों में रंग भरे or
I've never been much of a ghazal person. I don't know why.
Oh, you must.
I like the writing.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I've never been much of a, because the musicmanship somehow is a little monotonous for me. I'm showing my ignorance here. I know that. So so maybe I just haven't listened to that many ghazals. I know, but I always like the words, the rhyme, the scheme.
The scheme, yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of the songs themselves.
You should start with.
I'll take 10 ghazals
Yes,
from you
yes,
that,
yes,
that
please do that.
are like a starter kit and like kind of get in that.
The introduction
Yeah.
trial.
No, but when Farida Khanum sings
Yeah.
or when Begum Akhtar sings,
Right.
that the voice takes me there.
Yeah.
So that's a different thing because
But
there
that's
is-
ghazal only.
That is.
That is, yes.
So that those
Yeah.
two I can get.
Okay.
But the others somehow I missed that whole. I don't know why. So.
I mean, yeah.
But the movie ghazals like with Madan Mohan,
Right.
He did a lot with Lata.
Yeah.
Those I love. Probably because I remember the situation. It's very strange, how one appreciates art because there's no logic for it. It's
there's nothing. And there shouldn't be also.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
once you put logic in it, then it can be same for everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, then the uniqueness
Just goes away,
yeah.
right?
So it's I mean, again, if you. Do you also like Iqbal Banu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else? I think that the pioneer was Begum Akhtarji because
Yeah.
she put that.
No, and always
The-
I like voices with weight and pain.
Yeah.
And yours is one of those voices which has, there's how do I put this? Like when you sing a song,
Right.
You're not just hitting the notes. You're giving a kind of you're coloring the landscape. You're giving your voice is adding character to that.
I mean the aesthetic because there's something. I mean every art form has technique and aesthetic.
Yeah.
And mixed together you create something. So,
Yeah.
So I love that every song can just by itself bring in so much character into a song.
And the voice changes so much because one of my favorite songs is Salilda's O Sajna Barkha Bahar Aayi, which Lata sang.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then later in Coke Studio or something, I forget where, there was this lady that sang that song.
Okay.
A very, very low timbre, which is completely different. So
yeah.
Lata singing in a very high pitch, and this one singing like almost maybe 2 octaves lower, and the song sounded different. It was like, of course, the same
obviously
tune and all that.
Yeah.
Everything is the same, intricacies and all that. But the song sounds so different. So
Yeah,
the voice
true.
really.
No,
yeah.
I mean, it like for example, Medisa was actually rejected on his first radio audition.
Right.
Yeah, the voice texture doesn't support ghazal. So they give me 6 months, I'll come back, and he worked on the voice. So yeah, the resonance. I think the voice has a resonance and the roundedness, and that adds to the beauty of the song.
How do you see yourself singing differently now than you did when you were training under your father? Is it the same process, or do you feel that you have done things to your voice that makes it sound a little bit different?
Well,
In a good way, as in, I can go to higher pitches, maybe go half an octave higher, things like that.
Well, some things are the same, some things don't change, and some things you should be changing every single day.
Okay.
There's you can't be static. It's that's when you stop growing or stop evolving. So some things need to be the same, like the prep. I mean the riyaz side of your life, because there are certain riyaz techniques that we have which can keep your voice going on forever. So those practice sessions that you never change. Sa lagane ka ek tarika hota hai. When you get up, you do the kharaj ka riyaz. That never stops. That never changes. But in terms of finding newer ways of expressing your voice, that has to keep changing, and you should learn new things. I think so. Keep one from the old and keep one from the new. I think you have to walk together with that.
You take an older song of yours and take a new song of yours and tell me how that expression has changed.
For example, with Tosenan, I think my first song and Mithun wanted it to be very, very straightforward and simple, because the lyrical expression was quite heavy. I mean, it wasn't a very simple song that was written. It was something which was a very, like a life lesson, the way it was written. So he felt that you need to balance the heaviness with expression. So I think we just stuck with simplicity, and I sang it very straight. Didn't do any harkats, kuch nahi kiya extra. Let the emotion flow. In terms of Tere Hawale, because it's somebody who's, I mean, I didn't know what it's, again, I didn't know what it's for.
You never ask, is it?
No. But I know that this is not new love. This wasn't the first time you've loved someone. It comes from someone who's been around. Even the words say that, dekha zamana sara bharam hai. You've already been through a lot of life. And once someone has been there and done a lot of things in their life, their expression is different. So over here, I added a little beautification there and here and there, where it could enhance the song. So of course, some things you don't change. Like एक सीधा सुर जो लगता है, वो बचपन से सिखाया था, वो I never leave. That is something that I want to retain, as much as my age and strength as a singer can take me, because सीधा सुर लगाना बहुत मुश्किल है. To hold that note, to hold that breath is tough. But yes, you do newer. इसको ना क्या कहते हैं? इसको कहते हैं श्रृंगार, जो आप एक गाने को beautify करते हैं.
Like the tans and murkis and those kinds of things.
So there are many of them.
Yeah.
So murki is not just one thing. There can be meend. Meend is actually something which is a.
What is the meend? Is it an ostinato in Western music? Is it?
I think it's like a bend, which
Yeah.
again only a fretless instrument can express. From you glide from
glide.
Yeah, so you glide from one note to the next, and in a very smooth way, and it takes a lot of effort and practice to do that. So those are some, what do you call it, your foundation stones that you don't leave.
Yeah.
But expression, you take a combination of a few and put it, or you just do it by itself. Like for example, you can dress up in one color because that one strong color, or you can add textures and fabrics and different shades of that color.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's a mix of a lot of things, sometimes not. So that judgment comes with time, comes with more experience. Yeah.
Well, you spoke about practice,
Yeah.
riyaz.
Yeah.
And you talked about learning new rags and things like
Yeah.
that. How does that help? Learning a new rag versus what I'm trying to say is that though you train in classical music,
right.
what you're operating now, rather, you haven't done a classical concert or something. Your main stay is the film song, right?
True.
Why not? So this is a very, very hypothetical question. I just want you to hear you say
Sure.
what you have to say. So
Sure.
the question is going to sound very dumb, but why not? Let's say Tilak Kamod, right? Why not take a song in Tilak Kamod, which is like very, very famous, and then go along that. What is the use of learning the rag versus the use of the rag in a song?
There is
In a film
in
song.
one line, this is something that Hariji had said to me, and
Hari as in Hariharan?
Hariharanji.
Okay,
and you have a choice whether you want to be an educated singer or an uneducated singer.
Nice. Okay.
That's all.
Huh.
In fact, if I wouldn't have learnt the rags, I will tell you something which will really blow your mind. The song that I sang in Sayara, which is called Barbad,
Uh-huh.
it's in rag Asavari.
Uh-huh.
And if I wouldn't know Asavari the way it's sung, I couldn't have sung the nuances in the song like that. So we have a certain way, the way of thinking of classical music. Classical music is not just आप एक तानपुरा लेकर के आप बस तान कर रहे हो.
Yeah.
That's not what classical
It's also
music is. और सरगम कर रहे हो. नहीं. एक गाने में जो एक लज्जत होती है, एक ब्यूटिफिकेशन आती है,
phrasing.
सब कुछ. And to pick and choose, that is what your learning is. Classical music is not just that हाँ आप हर जगह मुर्कियाँ कर रहे हो, हर जगह उसको आप घुसा दे रहे हैं. उससे क्या होता है कि it becomes monotonous after a point. If you're doing the same thing, but to really have the judgment, I think more than technique, the judgment now takes precedence after you've learnt music as to what all you want to keep and what all you want to leave.
But is that judgment a call that Shilpa Rao takes, or is it a call that Shilpa Rao's music director takes?
It's actually both.
Okay.
I won't like there are times when like we did a song Kaide Se for Metro. So yeah, I started the song. It's a very lengthy song. Mukhra itself is very long, and so you sing that, you finish the antara, then we went to the end of it, and at the end Preetham was like, thoda isko aur expand kar lo, because now the song is established. So he says, go for it. So I did many such improvisations on that, out of which one improvisation I felt nahi the line was ab mohabbat. So the line is ab mohabbat hui hai mujhe. So that's the line. He says, can you do na 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 ra 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 ra. This is Tilak Kamod. But I said ab is restricting. अब वो अच्छा नहीं लग रहा सुनने में. अब मोहब्बत. So this is where your classical training comes into work. Where to do what, where not to do. In fact, where not to do something is a bigger learning, where you have to stop yourself. So instead of doing अब मोहब्बत, it sounds, it doesn't fit. थोड़ा jarring लग रहा है. But when I say अब मोहब्बत हुई है मुझे, अब ये लग रहा है एकदम flow कर रहा है. Also, अब as a word is restricting. अब बंद है. ये बंद, इसको बोलते हैं बंद loves.
Yeah.
क्योंकि अब है. A is खुला हुआ. But when I say मोहब्बत, so मोहब्बत में एक खुलापन है. तो वहाँ पर अगर आप improvisation करेंगे तो वो fit भी बैठता है और जगह भी अच्छी बन जाती है. So these are some what do you call it? Techniques that one would know if you've learnt music.
Yeah.
Where to do what and how, so that doesn't sound monotonous. And I feel I wouldn't be this singer at all if I won't have learned music. Not at all. No, not even 10%. Not even 1% of what I'm doing. It's impossible to
kind of this
to-
one.
no.
There was a time when, of course, now the classical music in our music never goes away.
Yeah.
But now there are different ways in which they take shape.
Right.
There was a time earlier when you could find songs that could almost be sung in a classical concert because
True.
they were almost completely in a rag.
True.
North, south, wherever you go.
True.
Are there any older composers whose compositions like that you particularly like?
Jaidev ji.
Ah,
Of course, I mean he's such a, I mean, he was unbelievable. I
you've
mean,
heard तुम्हें देखती हूँ तो लगता है जैसे.
कौन सी film है?
I forget the name of it. It's
Could
a
you sing
Vidya
it?
Sinha film.
Can you sing one line of
I
it?
can't. So
No, I probably have not heard this, but yeah, there are some.
Lata songs are very hard to try to sing for an amateur singer. So
No. I feel that I think she sang it effortlessly. I think जो
Tu Chanda Mein Chandni. What about
I've
that?
heard this. I've
Yeah,
heard this.
yeah.
It's a very beautiful song. In fact, I heard it when Sunidhi had sung it as a child in some
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
one that made her very
yeah
popular in a reality show,
yeah,
right?
and I just loved the way
Yeah.
she sang it with so much love and Sunidhi is someone who I really admire. I feel she's so real.
And I think she kind of broke the mold in some way, because
Thanks to her, we have a job. No, really. And I say this to her with every time I meet her, I hug her and say that thank you for
because she pretty
being-
much, destroyed that whole thing that this voice can sing this song and that voice can sing that song. She sang everything.
She's like Wonder Woman, she's amazing. She's amazing and what I mean coming back to the compositions that you were mentioning, even Roshan Saab.
Yeah.
I mean, listening to his compositions and again, yeah. I mean,
I'm currently tripping on. I found there's this film called Dastak. There's all these old films that nobody knows the films themselves,
Right,
but then
right.
the songs are
The
blasted.
songs are so popular.
Amazing. So that's
I know.
Madan Mohan, and obviously Madan Mohan means Lata Mangeshkar. So it's called Mairi.
Yeah.
And you've heard
Mairi
it.
mein kaise
Kaise
karu.
Karu.
Haan, correct.
Oh God,
correct,
what a
yeah,
song!
yeah.
And the best thing is, it's a twofer. As in, Madan Mohan sings it first, and then Lata slowly starts, and then takes over, and the entire song happens with Madan Mohan's voice, and the entire song happens with Lata's voice. It's like magical. It's like some 7-8 minutes of sheer, goose flesh. Sing Mairi, please.
I'm not I probably heard it as a child. I don't remember it, but I'll try and.
What do you think makes music last?
I wish I had an answer to that. I think we're all finding answers to it. I don't think anyone has an answer to it.
No, what I mean is, what makes some music end with a particular era,
Uh-huh.
whereas there's some other music that keeps going on and on. Yeah, because for example, if you look at the Western classical canon, right? Like we're talking about all those Bach, Beethoven,
and
all
Mozart
those,
and
Mozart.
Beethoven, yes.
Now, you can say in a way they're still alive, just like we say Shakespeare is still alive.
Right.
But the point is the access is to a very limited audience. It's like the audience that knows that music or that is a literature student that reads
Right.
Shakespeare. The average person is no longer reading Shakespeare or whatever it is.
Right.
But when you talk about the film song, the beauty is because of the various versions, they keep coming up and they keep finding newer ways to sing the same song. So it could be with a beat that's more current or with a voice that's more in sync with today's times or whatever it is. And I find that magical that songs travel through the ages like that, that they kind of get into that zone where...
But I think film music is pretty like if you compare it with Western classical music, Indian classical music, Carnatic music, it's still like an embryo right now in terms of time span.
Really?
Yeah. I mean...
Do you think classical music transcends...
For sure. We sing Amir Khusro's...
who's we? That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, you're a singer.
In fact...
And you're a trained singer.
In fact, the most popular Qawwali, we all sing. We all know. I mean, be it Chhap Tilak, Allahu, ये सब 12th century से चल रहा है.
Yeah.
और 12th century में ख्याल का like they started ख्याल. I mean, उसके पहले there was Dhrupad Dhamar. So you can imagine how back that goes.
Yeah.
And I'm talking in centuries. Even with Bach, who's the father of the piano of the German scale, because he was challenged. Can you put down a universal scale that everyone can work with? And he put it down. That's why the harmonium, the piano, has come from that. The 12 keys and everything, the octaves and everything. So I think in comparison to that, this music has lasted much longer. I mean, you would be surprised that your car backing, your lift, your the washing machine tune that plays, it's a Debussy tune. You will be very surprised that how much that this music is a part of your life. The biggest song, Damadam Maskalandar, you cannot finish a concert without it. It's centuries old.
Yeah.
Film music is far from that.
So when you mean embryo, you mean age-wise?
Age-wise also, and even
the usage.
Even the extent of I mean, I would be very happy if someone can sing a Khuda Jane 500 years from now. I don't know how much that's possible or not, but yes, somebody will be singing a rag 500 years from now.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Some form of a rag, yeah.
And again, a rag is like a shade.
Yeah.
Like there are so many colors that we have. And
you just mentioned that Sayyara, today's blockbuster, Asavari. So
Barbad is actually an Asavari, and
Yeah.
Asavari has survived for centuries, and it still does.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be so surprised of how rags are used like this even now. I mean, we have Guide, which has all the songs in Tilak Kamod, and we still have Qaide Se in Tilak Kamod now. So that, I think these are like, your sun and the moon and the stars. They're there.
They're constant.
They're constantly there, and because of the fact that these are the music. I mean, I'm not just Indian classical music. Even when you listen to Western classical music, these are put down by some people who are absolute geniuses, and they didn't put it down. Okay, it just sounds good or technically good. They've connected it with emotion. Every rag triggers an emotion.
Yeah.
Every seasonal rag triggers that. Like, abhi aap megh gaoge to aisa lagega ki barish hogi. It's very.
No, and in the Hindustani system, there's morning rags, there's
the morning rag,
evening
सात
rags, all
पैर
that.
के
Yeah, so
सात पैर के साथ अलग राग होते हैं और उन रागों में भी बहुत choices हैं आपके पास. कोई situation के लिए भी राग है. बिदाई गीत होती है. Like you have not noticed this. If I tell you, it'll a बिदाई गीत is actually in a 7 beat structure, and you, without knowing and without being told or taught, you actually can do 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. It comes so naturally for a child brought up in an Indian home.
Yeah.
It's so simple. You didn't even notice, but you're actually counting a 7, which is a very difficult thing by itself, because you've heard all this music growing up. So I feel that classical music is all around us. It doesn't have to have the same form, but it's all around us, and it's impossible to function without it.
Why haven't you performed classically?
I do.
You do?
I do my ghazal baithaks,
But they're not shows, right?
There are shows, yeah.
They are shows?
Proper shows, yes.
Okay, I didn't
yes,
know this.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
And-
It's one of those very, like heartfelt and very important performances for me. Yeah, they are.
Okay. How often do you do them?
Not as much as the Bollywood set, but yeah. But even in the Bollywood set, we do a little Abhi Na Jao Chhodkar. I also do a Aaj Jaane Ki Zid Na Karo. Those things we never leave. That रागदारी मुझे लगता है कि अगर आप कोई भी म्यूजिक कर रहे हैं, अगर वो राग के साथ आप उसके साथ फ्लो करें ना, आपका म्यूजिक अचानक से अच्छा हो जाता है, ऑटोमेटिकली.
No, there is always this. There are two sides to this argument.
हाँ.
That some people say that the rag in a film song
हाँ.
is a byproduct of the musician's imagination. That is, they didn't technically say, I want to compose a song in this rag.
True.
Sometimes they did,
True.
but sometimes it just so accidentally happened that the phrasing happened to be in that rag and,
True.
and whatever it is.
True.
What is your thought on that? Do you think people, like, have you seen whatever happens today? For example, the Sayara song and
Right.
Asavari. Did the composer sit down and say, I am going to do a song in Asavari and do that song? Or do you think it just turned out to be in that rag?
No, I don't think you set out like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you go for mood.
Yeah.
This song has a certain emotion that it wants to portray. एक certain mood आप portray करना चाहते हैं. अब उस mood में आपके पास pocket में बहुत सारे राग होते हैं.
Yeah.
तो आसावरी भी हो सकता है, नट भैरव भी हो सकता है, बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. बट देन आपको आपके मूवमेंट के हिसाब से क्या चाहिए वो आप चूज कर सकते हैं. अब चॉइसेस भी बहुत है ना.
Yeah.
तो आप कोई एक राग सेट आउट करने के लिए ज़रूरत भी नहीं है. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ़ यू फील दैट ओके आई वॉन्ट टू डू इंडियन क्विजीन, बट इंडियन क्विजीन में इतना कुछ है. the options that you have, there are so many, and I think in a way I like that every generation is using these rags in their own way and adding to the classical music. Actually,
Yeah.
the more music that's happening, it's actually adding to more music in itself. So with every passing film, every passing second that we are progressing into time, I think there's more music that's being added one
To
by
the
one.
world's library.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think about the older people who say that the music today is all rubbish and hamare zamane ka music is the best kind of music? All that.
What's that film? The director of Annie Hall,
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Ah.
Woody Allen's film where he's a writer and he keeps meeting Ernest Hemingway.
Midnight in Paris.
Midnight in Paris.
Huh.
Okay, so he's a guy in today's times and he feels, I wish I was at Ernest Hemingway's time. When he reaches there, he finds another girl and she says, no, the 20s was a better time. You can't have an absolute statement on anything.
Yeah.
I will always say that as much as every generation has their perks and every generation has their own set of problems that they will deal with
Yeah.
and issues. So I think it would be a little unfair to say, अरे ये जो नए बच्चों को कुछ नहीं आता है, ऐसा नहीं है. I think each one is doing what they're capable of that in that generation, and what they're facing or they're going through, we can't even comprehend.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
in our times that wasn't the
Different,
case. So
yeah.
I feel we need to be kind to every generation and see them as what they are at that given point in time. Like when you did something 20 years ago and you say, oh shit, I should have done something else at that point. But उस टाइम पे जो आप का एक्सपीरियंस था जो आप थे उस टाइम पे जिस तरह आपने रिएक्ट किया that was perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think you should regret it in a way that, oh, I should have done something now. Because now you have that 20-year extra experience, but at that point you didn't.
You didn't have it, yeah.
So I think every generation needs to do their own thing, and I think everyone is, and I only have one thing to say, like full support. Go for it, yeah.
What makes you get up every day? What makes you say, as opposed to, oh my God, yet another day, yet another recording studio, yet another song. Are there days that you feel, I just want to keep on sleeping for some more time?
No, I sleep a lot.
Okay.
I mean, I sleep a lot. I mean, you'll
Your
be
schedule doesn't
surprised.
sound like it. You sleep a lot.
No,
so-
I sleep I need minimum 10 hours of sleep a day, and I literally plan my day according to it. You have no idea. I'm
What if you're recording for Rahman or something like that? It's at 2 a.m. or something like that.
I finish and then I'll go and sleep.
And 10 hours.
That's the first step for having a clear head and having a rested voice. I think very, very good factor. I mean, of course, I get up. I mean, it's no secret. I love my coffee. So yeah, this is something that I actually get up to. Like, okay, I'm going to have a great cup of coffee. I think I get up for many things in life. It's not just getting to the studio. I think getting to the studio has many steps to it. And if I've watched a good movie, I've watched a great tennis match.
You're a big movie buff.
It's such a big part of life, watching something for the thrill of it. I think it came from my childhood where अभी हम बहुत travel करते हैं, उस time पे travel नहीं करते, but the movies would make you travel.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I already went to Paris through Amelie.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
So, I think all of these things I look forward to, and that's how I am a musician that way. I mean, you can't be a musician just by only doing music. Everything matters. I mean, the way you make your coffee, the way you have friends, the way you travel somewhere, the way you look at awe at a painting or a structure or driving through mountains, or I think everything makes you an artist.
What makes you say no to a song though?
Of course,
Apart from scheduling conflicts and things like that, are there songs that...
I think the most important factor is obviously lyrical value. I have a very what do you call it? A deep attachment with lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's if not the most equal to the composition. मुझे लगता है the lyrics have so much value on a song.
Yeah.
I think I like to associate myself with great lyrical content. So that's one thing that's a non-negotiable.
That's non-negotiable?
No. In fact, someone asked me like, आपके सब गानों में lyrics बड़े अच्छे होते हैं. I said, are you accusing me or complimenting me? So then no, I love lyrics. It comes from a lot of love for poetry as a child. So at one side I was listening a lot of ghazal. So I used to listen to Mirza Ghalib or Mir Saab or Momin Khan Momin or Faiz Ahmad Faiz. So these are some of my most favorite poets. On the other side, in school we were listening. We were studying. Of course, Shakespeare was such an important part of our studies. I mean, be it Yeats, be it I mean Lord Tennyson. I mean, like we had all poetry stuck into one, and the whole what do you call it? One language into the next to the next.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to read poetry from another language without a translation.
Yeah.
That would be so much nicer. I mean even literature. For Franz Kafka, I wish I could read it in German.
Yeah.
I wish I knew the language
Yeah,
well
actually,
enough.
there's something that a friend said that changed my entire perception of, because one of my favorite writers is Marquez, and I would always say this, and then a friend pointed out that, are you saying that one of your favorite writers is Marquez, or Marquez is translator?
Yeah.
And then I was like, shit, yeah, that's right. I've never really read Marquez, despite the fact that I've read most of his books.
In fact, the most beautiful stuff that I have read and I've been inspired by is actually not in English.
Yeah.
It's mostly been in Urdu or Hindi or
You read Urdu?
Urdu as in ghazal.
Okay.
के
Yeah,
लिहाज से,
yeah.
So or Hindi. I mean you read Premchand.
Have you sung a Gulzar song?
Yeah.
Which one?
I
Jab
sung
Tak Hai Jaan.
3 actually.
Jab
One
Tak Hai
is
Jaan?
of course Ishq Shava. There was Rua Rua for PS2, and just now I did a song for this movie Gustakh Ishq, Vishal Baradwaj ji and Gulzar Saab. So Ul Jalul Ishq. That was such a pretty song.
Nice.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, the poetry literature, so to speak, has been, like I said, see, you never know, you never really, like I said, take into account that all this exists around you, but
Yeah.
you're still living with it and using it. हम जब बात करते हैं, वो जो भी phrases बोलते हैं या कुछ भी, वो कोई book से है या कोई poem से है या कोई गाने से है. So जितना भी आप avoid भी करें ना, art seeps into you. It's
Yeah,
impossible to get away.
There's a famous article that says, that lists about 100 phrases in use today and says these are all invented by Shakespeare.
And in fact, my English teacher in school, Mrs. Violet Moss, she was a very important person in my life growing up. She would always say that, I know it becomes easier to go to school and not do Shakespeare, but then later on you will miss that. Like,
Yeah.
I left that part of me. Or in fact, not just Shakespeare, even Mahadevi Verma ji or Premchand ji, the kind of stories that they've written and left us with, you will one day realize I'm completely unaware of, ignorant from all of that. I think who's the actor from that trilogy, Richard Linklater?
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. He said something very, very profound.
He always says things that are very profound.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He said that we go on with our lives doing everything that we do, and we have no time for art or music or anything. And suddenly there is a sense of loss. And then you will actually fall back on a certain poem or a song or a piece of art, and that will save you.
Yeah.
And that's why it's all there. So I think on a daily basis, if you're doing whatever you do, I think if you just make a little time for art, I think it'll just keep you so much more satisfied in life.
Yeah.
I won't say happy. It's not a key to happiness.
No, and I think what he said, it actually resonates, because he says whenever we need to know about a larger thing than our own, like we're trying to make sense of a tragedy or whatever it is, we reach for art because people have written about it, people have sung about it, people have whatever about it, or paint, whatever. So the thing is, it's what we live. There's this beautiful quote, and life is what we live, but art is what we live for, or something like that. It's kind
That's
of
same thing. Will Smith says the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
Always reach out for a book, because there is some person who's been through that same problem.
Same problem.
He will have some sort of like a way out,
Yeah.
or if not a way out, at least what to do and what to feel.
Yeah.
So I feel there's always, one must reach out to a book or any form of art. I think it's a good life.
Or Shilpa Rao songs. So
we try.
Yeah,
we try every single day.
But thank you so much. It was
No.
really enjoyable talking to you.
Absolute pleasure.
And lots of luck. And until we meet again.
Likewise, keep doing what you do. we always
Thank you.
look forward
And
to your
until we meet
conversations.
again.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you.
டார்லிங் சோலார் 20,500 முன்பணத்தில் இப்பொழுது சோலார் மூலம் இலவச மின்சாரம்.
Aha, no compromise. உங்க சைடுலயும் எங்க சைடுலயும். It's a GT promise.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
மிஸ்டர் கோல்ட் கடலை தான் வாங்குறேன். ஏன் தெரியுமா?
சாதாரண ஆயிலை விட சமையல் டேஸ்டாவும் இருக்கும், ஹெல்தியாவும் இருக்கும்.